on, Saints? It's Pastor John. We in a place that's just beautiful. Never mind where it is. But come on, Prince. We hanging out, man. Got our other brothers here with us, and we walking. What was some of the stuff we was talking about in regards to music and sound and frequency? And
I want you to know occasionally the pastor does this to me. Yeah, we've been talking all of this time. And he reminds himself, wow, I should have been recording that.
That's
so
right.
I want y'all to know that this is what this was born out of. So now he expecting me to remember everything that I said for a whole 40 minutes. So I'm prefacing it like this so y'all know the kind of pressure he puts me up under.
That's right. That's right.
We're here walking and it's beautiful. Oh, how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Yes, sir.
It's like the precious ointment that comes down Aaron's beard.
Come on, talk about it.
Right to the hemmers of his garment. You know what I'm saying? So all the sisters been trying to call us. We've been trying to tell them, look, we with the brothers. We all right.
That's right.
You know, we all right. We gonna get to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But the brothers got to take care of this business. So we talking about, we started talking about the music in an era which you would refer to as the music of enlightenment. When we go back to, and most of you all probably don't even look at it like that, but many of us who came up in that era with Marvin Gaye, and how we started talking about it, I started humming this song by the Friends of Distinction. Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon?
And of course, what year was that written?
That was like, I ain't gonna put no number on it because I don't remember when it was. But that morphed into us talking about the group Fifth Dimension.
Yeah.
Most people don't understand that most people live in a three-dimensional reality.
Right.
But there was a fourth dimension which combines all of that, include the spirituality. And then there's a fifth dimension which takes you into a higher plane.
Right.
Where a manifestation of the different dimensions. But I won't even go into all of that. We're really talking about the music.
Yeah.
If you all look back at the music and go back to some of this older music, you find out that the musicians in that era were bringing forth what they called the Age of Aquarius, which was a song written by the Fifth Dimension, and it talked about the age of universalism, the age of peace and truth and all of that. And you can go back to Jimi Hendrix, who was trying to enlighten people with his guitar,
right,
as to the distortion of living in America, and he translated that through his guitar. And you go back to the OJs. You come up to the OJs, which a lot of that music out of Philly International was done by Gamble and Huff.
Yeah.
Kenny Gamble, who became the head of Philly International. And you all remember all of that conscious music was coming out. That was like almost at the end of the elevation through music of the American environment. Because you want to go back, we can go back to groups like called America, who were Baha'is, and then you had people who were musicians who were Kabbalists and all of this. And at that time, the music was so soul-stirring and so spiritual. All you have to do is go back to that era.
Yeah.
If you go back to that era, you see that the musicians were in harmony in the development, because you got to go back to Woodstock,
right,
Santana.
Wow.
And Santana, he had always been in the spiritual realm. He had a guru and all of that. The Beatles, you go back to some of their music. Their guru was called Maharishi Yogi or something like that. But a lot of these musicians were into esoteric and spiritual realms and all that, and they were reflecting it during the music. So this music was coming to a height You had Marvin Gaye talking about what's going on.
Yeah.
And reflecting on the children and all of that. And then all of a sudden, this beat came from the Volk regions or the Germanic. I said, and all of a sudden, this beat came in the middle of all of this. And it was translated to songs like this song called Trans World Express. And y'all can go back, look that up, the Trans World Express. And what y'all see is the 4/4 drum beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. That later on morphed into what they call disco music. And the beat came out of the cadence of the Germanic Third Reich. Hitler's soldiers marched to a 4/4. So they was like, doom, 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 which later became disco music. Boom, boom, boom. That was entered into the equation to disrupt the spiritual music that was coming to a head, that was leading this spiritual elevation in America.
Wow.
And they entered this beat, and then the devaluation of musicians came along because they forced the clubs to use DJs.
Wow.
So it cut down on the club's expenses.
Because it was live music.
They exchanged the
Wow.
live musicians for the disco DJs.
Man.
And so when you used to dance to all types of different rhythms, what wound up happening is that you had to dance to the cadence of the Third Reich.
Wow.
We're going to leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. Well, this is the kind of spiritual conversation we've been having, and I'm telling you, it's been just extraordinary. I mean, just a wonderful, wonderful time. So shalom, saints.
Woo!